Hi everyone, my name is Aarti and my firm name is Logisyntax Private Limited. We are a digital marketing agency and we are also into web and mobile app development. We are based out of Mumbai, India. My today's topic is really very important and I would say due to pandemic, this was been very useful. The topic is digital innovations and the brand impact. Now, I would say first thing, what is digital innovation? Digital innovations refers to an applications of digital technology to existing business problem. Ideas such as digital transformation and digitizations are closely related to the concept of digital innovation. In today's evolving marketplace, many businesses recognize that they need to transform, innovate, and adopt a new technology in order to stay competitive. Now, when the pandemic has been impacted, the impacted globally, everyone started adapting a new thing. I don't know about the other countries, but I can say a good thing about India. That in India, people started doing a work from home. When the work from home started coming into the picture, the way they started adapting new thing, first was into offline mode. For example, I would say when people used to go off for an offline for an office, the way used to record by punching the machine or via card. Now how the new way has came across. Today, when they're working from home, into the application, they integrated a geotagging. Now this does what is, the innovations comes in such a way that it's going to track an IP address of the person when he logged in and what time he logged in. And the same IP address is going to repeat if he has logged out from the same location. That is how the innovation has happened and that is how the new tracking has came into the picture, right? So businesses that are digital innovator consider a new way to solve their old problems, right? Because that was, they are already doing it by offline mode, but over here, same thing, but in a better way and a new way to keep a record of login and a logout. It's just a small example. It's a real, but it's really very impactful and very useful example for it. Digital transformation is the process of switching to that new approach. Digital innovation can include, very first thing, developing a new technology strategy in the existing business context. Second, choosing to adopt and implement a new software or a platform, even though if it is a small size, mid size, or a larger organization. Third, deciding to evolve from analoging to a digital presence, analoging a digital process. Because the global marketplace is becoming more digital, business must also evolve in order to stay competitive. If you are not upgrading yourself, it's really difficult for you to be there in the market as your competitors started adapting that new technology and they're using that and they're running the business far better way. Companies that innovate and transform see a number of benefits, such as streamline the business process that becomes the result, automation, SaaS, and the integrated technology solutions. We already have that particular technology. We just need to understand the technology and use them and need to understand where and how to use it, because the ready-made platform is there, right? If you want to modify, it's a different story, but if you don't want to modify, you can use them, adapt them, into your daily work and start implementing and come up with the solutions. Second, digital solutions that cut the cost. Obviously, when things, let's take the previous example, into an offline, when person used to go and swap it, we need to have more of costing, like the card swapping, the machine swapping and all. Over here we are cutting that particular cost. Second, we are coming up with this improvement of ROI. Like every company needs the return of investment, right? So over here we are coming up the improvement of ROI. Now it also helps us to boost the revenue when we know that the particular task given to our colleague by what time the work is happening. That will give us the return of investment and also help us to keep the records of the revenue. When the work which has been happening on time, the revenue will increase because we start taking more kind of a work, such kinds of a work that can be happening a little faster way. And the competitive advantage. Though digital innovation has its benefit, it also has its downside, where you can say even the coin has a two side, right? One is right, one is wrong, and we share the same. The technology can be good, the technology cannot be good. Now let's come with the other side of it. Many business leaders are afraid that innovation could damage their billions of business. Yes, it do happens, and why not? While fear of change is understandable, it can also it's also hinder the growth. There are the new numbers of stories of the business that's failed as a result of their innovation. So I would say in that situations that thinking of the innovation is going to fail and not trying is a problem, wherein we can try, implement, even though if it is failed, we are learning from it. Take that thing and start doing more of innovation will give you the growth, right? So it is a wrong way, but it might help you to learn that not this, but the other way out of coming up the solutions may help us to grow more. Technology is disrupting industry after industry, and this disruption is only set to continue. Digital innovation is the best solutions for the business that wish to involve and stay competitive. But digital innovation may be the worst solutions to the business who don't want to involve and don't want it to be into this competition. When you are not ready to accept a new technology, it will be difficult for each and every person to run the business and to grow more, because your competitors started doing, but you are not. So the digital innovation is important, but in a good way. And if you wanted to adopt it right now, try using the technology which is already ready and which are useful. Like for example, I already mentioned, which is SaaS. You can also use SharePoint. You can use Power BI for your database. You can use Microsoft Teams, where you can chat, you can interact with your colleagues, right? So these are the ready-made platform. Use them. Microsoft Dynamic AX 365, amazing platform. Use that particular platform for all your day-to-day needs. It's really very important and it's very useful. Do not adapt a new one if you're not ready for it, but at least this platform where you get the training, you get support, use that particular platform. Now let's come on this brand impact. Now this is really very complex topic, I could say, to be honest, but it is certainly very important for the success of your company. And especially when it comes to this pandemic, the brand impact has been boom like anything for all the organization. Every person wants it to be going online. They want it to be visible on Facebook, they want to be visible on Instagram, they want it to be on Google, right? Because the online platform has helped everyone to generate more business. Now brand is something, I would say, in a normal layman word, is the more you see, the more it gets sold. The more visual impact can help the person to get more sales. That's why the brand is important, and that impact into your mind is very important. It helps people to purchase and recognize your product. And when there are 10 products have been displayed, the way you market, the way you display your brand, okay, in that 10, your brand will come into the picture the way you have marketed. If it is in a good way, the person will go and purchase that particular product. If it is not, obviously you're going to stand by and your competitor will come into the picture and the person will start buying his product and not yours. Now here we discuss some of the example. Now let's say brand impact how the brand will impact to the consumer to buy, like the consumer to buying their behavior. Whether it is a small business or a larger business company, branding holds an important for all of them. It helps them to make their identity in the market for the success of the business. You can also consult someone, a brand agency like us, okay, who definitely will recognize the positive impact of your business. Not only us, but you can consult any brand agency who helps you to create to create your brand more visibility and generate more business for you. Now, you can say it creates a brand aspiration. The well-known brands have an aspirational elements in them. It helps them to stand tall amongst the crowd of the competitions and the rivals that I've already given that example. 10 product, your one product gives you good sales because the way you have branded. So every brand has their own aspirations, and on the basis of it, the price, the quality and the demand of the product varies in a great deal in the market. Alterations of the brand intention. The alterations of buyer intention. The buyer intentions will buy a product alter a great deal when it is about well-known and a less prestigious brand. A buyer will always prefer to buy a product that being launched with the brand name that's well known as and has its own prestigious. So you can clearly see how can brand influence the customer. Now let's come here a very small example about the brand impact. I would say that I have the product known as a play pots that I want to sell, right? The way I have marketed that particular product, that I am available on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, Google, my website, on Amazon.com. I'm available on eBay.com, right? Wherever the buyer go, I am there. My product is there. So that will give the visual, oh, I have seen this product here. I have seen it on Facebook. I've seen his ads, right? This is the way you put a visual effect to your buyer by saying that my product is my brand, go and purchase. Once you purchase it, you will like it, you will tell other person and they will come and purchase my product. Word of mouth is the part of your sales, but brand impact will happen when they start visualizing your product on each and every places. That's important, and that's why the brand impact comes into the picture. Fit in buyer's mind. That's mandatory. If you don't fit in the buyer's mind, buyer will not recognize you, he won't purchase your product. So fitting into the buyer minds is really important. Now another things of branding does is it creates the image of a particular business in the mind of the buyers. Every brand and its own images and the reputations which runs in the mind of the buyer. When they come to hear about the name in a particular brand, their mind creates the image of the background. That is really important. And when that is ready, you start getting the sales, your revenue will increase and your ROI will come into the picture. The time the buyer imagine your product by hearing the brand name. Like for example, if I say a Maggie, so like you have the yellow color packet. When I say a Britannia, then again it's yellow and orange color packet. So this is how you put an impact in the buyer's mind. Brand loyalty. When we took a different brand, there are some whose images and the reputations is very good. Obviously, if there's no Maggie, then we will go for other product, right? So people tend to consider them a loyal one. For this loyalty purpose, the assistant of the marketing agency comes into the picture and they gives you a different ideas and the deal to make sure that the buyers stick to us and they buy our particular product and they don't go anywhere else. That's the reason the marketing people comes into the picture. In this era, the need of branding of your business and the company is really very important. Single mistake can can give you a big loss. So rather than focusing on other thing, I would say brand and the quality. Do not compromise on that thing. This is really important. You simply can't deny it is by any means. For a successful run and become a well recognized brand, make sure that you hire a very good services, a well known professional and experienced corporate branding agencies, so that you generate more of sales, having a proper branding, displaying in a proper places. Plus, the important thing is that it should not burn your pockets, right? So if the persons charge you a good number of amount, but make sure that person is helping you to give you a proper ROI of what you are paying him, and he gives you the solution, not to you. He should give you the solutions to your end user. So the buyer of yours should have the solutions of your things. Then only the person will come to you, will buy a product, and he will be loyal to you. Every time he will go in the market and he's going to buy a product. Even though if your product is out of stock, he will wait for you, for your product to coming in stock, and then he is going to buy, because that's what I will say, a brand impact and the loyal customer comes into the picture. If you have any questions apart to this, or if you have any questions regards to digital innovations, new technology, or the branding, you can connect to me on my booth. I'm available for all your questions and answer. And after this also, there is FAQ. You can go ahead and you can ask me. I will be there for all your questions and your answer. Thank you. Bye.